Hello, good morning student, welcome to our English class. Today we will take Honeydew chapter 6. This is Geordie's fawn. Now what is fawn, children? You know, you have seen deer, no? Deer, female that is called doe, and its kid, small, is puppy is called fawn. Okay. So, now this is Geordie's fawn. Geordie is a boy whose father was beaten by a poisonous snake. So, instead of taking him to the doctor, they believed that if they will kill the heart and liver of a doe, with that he will be cured. So, they did so. They instead of they believed that it is superstition, that they believed that they should have taken him to the doctor, but they believe that he will get all right with the heart and liver of the doe. Okay. So, they have killed the mother of fawn. Okay. Now, we will see Geordie's father Penny was beaten by a rattlesnake snake. He quickly killed a doe, and then he used the doe's heart and liver to draw out the poison. They have taken the heart and liver of the doe. Geordie saw that the doe's baby, a little fawn, was left alone. The little baby was left alone in the jungle so that the other animal they can kill, no, they will kill, because the fawn is very small, and so Geordie is very sad, and that they have used the liver and the heart of the fawn's mother, and they had left the fawn in the forest. So, now Geordie talks to Penny. Now, the thought of fawn kept on hunting Geordie's mind. When he came home, Geordie came home, he was not getting peace. His mind was fully on fawn, that what he might be doing, how he might be at night it was, and what he will do if other animal they will kill him. So, what he was thinking, and then he went to his father, and he is asking whether he can bring the fawn home to bring him up, so that they can bring him up, because mother is already they have killed, no. So, the thought of fawn kept on hunting Geordie's mind. He quietly went to his father's bed side. He asked him how he was feeling. First he asked how he is feeling. Then he asked him, think about the fawn. He is telling, now you think about the little fawn, that what it will do. So, he asked permission to him to bring the fawn home. So, he is asking permission from his father, so that he can bring, and Geordie wanted to raise him up. Raise him up means to bring him up, look after him and bring him up. So, what Penny gives his permission. Now, Penny's father know that because of fawn's mother, he is now alive, no, because they have killed. So, he gave the permission. At first, Penny was in dilemma. Geordie argued that raising the fawn would not be burden. So, if they will bring the fawn home, it will not be burden, because Geordie was ready to sacrifice his share of milk with the fawn. So, fawn could drink milk. Fawn could drink Geordie's milk until he started eating leaves and other things. So, what Geordie told, that I will share my milk, I will not drink milk, I will give milk to the fawn, so that when it will start eating, when it will grow, it will start eating leaves and other things, then I will, means he is ready to sacrifice. So, Geordie also said that his family was responsible for the fawn's they are responsible. Why they are responsible? Because they have killed the fawn's mother. So, they are responsible, so that they have to look after the fawn, They have to not live in the jungle for the mercy of the other animal. Penny agreed that it would be grateful to leave the fawn. It will be not ungrateful to leave the fawn in the jungle to starve. So he gave Jordis his permission. To go and bring. He asked him to tell his mother about it before going to bring the fawn in. So he is telling you, inform your mother that I am going to bring the fawn at home. So now Jody talks to his mother. He is talking to his mother. Jody came to the table and sat down very quietly to speak to his mother. The mother was pouring coffee in the cup. She was taken aback when Jody talked of bringing the fawn home. She was thinking, now they were very poor also. So she was thinking, when Jody asked to bring the fawn home, she was thinking that they are very poor, they can't afford. So what they will do? So Jody, seeing the mother this discouragement, Jody told what his father had said. He said that Penny had said it would be ungrateful to leave the fawn to starve. So what his father told, he told to his mother. So now one doctor was there. Wilson and Melville helped Jody. Now the doctor told that yes, you have taken someone's life, so you have to pay for that. So the doctor, he agreed that they should bring the fawn at home. Before the mother could say anything, Dr. Wilson spoke. He told Jody's mother that nothing in the world comes quite free. Nothing in the world comes quite free. For everything we have to pay. Okay. So the doctor, he agreed with Jody. He meant that they must pay some price for having taken the life of the doe. They have taken the life of the doe. So it is their duty, it is their responsibility to look after the fawn. Here the price was to raise the fawn. What was the price? Not money, but to bring the fawn up. No, to look after the fawn, because that fawn is very small. No. So here the price was to raise the fawn. Melville clipped in. He offered to take Jody on his horse to forest. Melville, he took Jody to the forest to bring the fawn. The mother felt helpless. She only told Jody that he could give the fawn his milk. So what Jody's mother told, that he will give his milk to the fawn, but Jody already agreed that he will share his milk. She could not give anything else to feed the fawn. She could not give anything because they were very poor. Now Jody goes with Melville to bring the fawn home. So Melville mounted his horse. He sat on the horse. He set Jody behind him on the horse. He made Jody to sit behind. Jody assured his mother that he will bring the fawn at home. Now Melville asked Jody how he knew that the fawn was male. Then Melville is asking that how he knew that the baby fawn is a male. So he is telling that his father has told that on the body of the fawn, if the lines, dots are straight, so it is male. Okay. So Jody said that the spot on the fawns were all in a line. The spot was all in a line, one line. So that indicates that the fawn was male. So he told that the fawn is male. Now Jody wants to be alone. Jody wanted to be alone. Why? Because when he will go to the forest to search the fawn, if the fawn is not found, so he don't want to see the disappointment, the sadness on his face, so that Melville also will have to face. But if he finds the fawn and then the surprise he wanted to give, the happiness he wanted to see on the face of the Melville. So, because of that he thought that he will be alone, he will go alone in the forest and he will search the fawn. Geordie asked Melville to go. He said that the scrub was too thick for the horse to get through the shrub, because in the forest the horse will not go. It is he just made excuse that it is very thorny and it is dark also, so he made excuse. And however, Melville was however afraid to leave Geordie alone, because Geordie was also not big, he was also small, so he does not wanted to leave Geordie alone in the forest because it was night time. He said that Geordie could be lost. He said that Geordie could be lost in the forest or bitten by snake. What he is thinking? Melville, that he might be bitten by any snake and he might be lost also. Geordie, however, said Melville did not have to worry. He told, you don't worry, I will be safe. He would be careful. So, Melville went back. So, he told that I will be careful about myself and I will be back soon. So, the Melville, he went back. Now, Geordie finds the fawn. Now, when he went there, Geordie, he found the fawn where they have killed that killed the doe, that it was lying there, and the spot he has seen, and the fawn was there only in the thorns. So, Geordie laid his hand on the fawn's soft neck, he laid his hand and he just was patting him. He was very happy to feel it. The fawn was very happy to feel, because he was very scared, he was alone in the jungle. So, when he saw that someone has just patting just on his neck, so he felt very happy. And Geordie lift the fawn from the grass very softly. He lift the little fawn from the grass and he lifted in his arm. And he feared that the sight of its mother scares might the swan. So, he avoided the clearing and went through the bushes. It was difficult walk. He was carrying the fawn in his arm. All the thorns and this dust was there. He cleared everything and he took the fawn in his arm and he came out of the forest. Geordie bring the fawn home. Geordie, now he is bringing the fawn. It was a long walk. And that he has to carry the fawn in his arm and then walk. When he is tired, so he is putting the fawn down and then he is taking rest. But the fawn is not moving. He is thinking that he should carry me and walk. And then Geordie saw that he is not walking, not moving. So, again he lift the fawn and then he is walking. Then after going little far again he is tired, Geordie is tired again. So, again he put the fawn down and then he took rest and he was walking. Then he saw that the fawn is following him, he is going behind Geordie. So, it was a long walk. He reached the trail, then he came to the road that could take him home. They were in the jungle then they came on the main road which will reach him to his house. Now, he stopped to rest. He put the fawn down. It bleated and looked at Geordie. And Geordie was calm. I will carry you after I get my breath. He is telling that I will carry you when I will I will get rest after little while, I will carry you. He said his father had told him that a fawn would follow if it had first been carried. His father told that if you carry a fawn in your arm, then you put him down, then it will follow you. But what happened? So, he started slowly. The fawn didn't move. So, he came back to pick him. The fawn did not follow him. So, again he came back and picked the fawn, and then He went ahead carrying the phone in his arm. Again he carried the phone and he in his arm he went ahead. Now he went ahead carrying the phone in his arm. He could not go very far. He could not go very far because the walking, the phone is also small and the Jody is also small. So he is tired again and again he is getting tired. So he is putting the phone down. He was too tired now. Poor this Jody, he was very tired now. So this time however the phone followed him. Now when he saw, the phone saw that the boy is also very tired, now he has to follow. So he followed Jody. The phone followed him as he walked on. He followed it to walk a little. Then he picked up again. Then Jody knew that the phone is very small. So after walking far, then again he is picking the phone in his arm and then he is walking. When he is getting tired, he is putting the phone down and then the phone is following him. He reached at the gate of his home carrying the phone. When at last both of them reached the gate of his house. Now Jody carries to his father. At the gate, Jody had an idea he could walk into his father's room with the phone after him, but at the step the phone could not come up. Now the step he was not able to climb the step. So so Jody reached his father's bed with the phone on him. He took the phone and he reached to his father's room. Now Jody showed his father the phone. The father was glad that the Jody has found what he wanted. Now his father was also very happy. Why? Because Jody wanted to bring the phone home, that he has done. Now Jody feed the phone. Jody offered the milk to the phone. Jody now he gave the milk to the phone. The milk was in the gourd. The phone could not drink. It was in one container. So it was not able to drink. So what did Jody did? He dipped his fingers into the milk and then he put his fingers in the Jody's mouth. So it was very greedily, it was sucking the milk. Then again Jody dipped his finger in the milk and then again he is pouring the milk. Like this he feeded the fawn, and then the fawn drank the milk greedily. Then he lowered his finger into the gourd. The fawn drank then afterwards he started drinking from the gourd. So what this lesson teaches us? Sharing, caring, and then sharing and caring. So how sharing? He shared his milk, and caring, he took care of that fawn. And what the other thing, that we have to be kind to human and plus animal also. We should not kill any animal. See here, for the sake of his Jody's father, they have killed the doe, and so it is not good. So what we should not do? We should not kill any animal for any reason. So that's all for today. We'll meet soon next time. Okay. So this question answers are there in your PDF. I'll send you. So till then, thank you, student.